It begins in a silence so dense, it presses against the bones. This is the realm beyond ordinary hearing, a forgotten frequency, held only in the deepest chambers beneath the Egyptian sand, the forbidden tone. The sound that was never spoken aloud, that was passed from master to initiate only through trembling lips and eyes full of awe. Today, you will glimpse what the centuries have tried to erase. They will tell you there is no such thing. That vibration is merely science, that sound cannot heal the soul or rearrange fate. They will point to textbooks, roll their eyes, and laugh. But there are places in Egypt, rooms so old even the gods have forgotten them, where the walls themselves hum with a tone that does not belong to any language. I have stood in one such place, surrounded by stone older than memory, and I felt the air ripple with a resonance that settled inside my body like a prophecy. My hands trembled, my thoughts blurred. It was as if every scar, every failure, every pain I had ever carried melted into a golden pool of light for just a single breath. The forbidden tone. To speak, it is not merely to make a sound, it is to open a doorway. You become a vessel no longer yourself, but something older, something infinite. The ancient priests called it the key of Ma'at, the tone that aligns the soul's truth with the body's energy. Just once sung from the heart, not the mouth, and the field within you begins to change. But heed this warning. If you dare to attempt this tone only for curiosity or ego, you will feel nothing but emptiness. If you let yourself truly dissolve in it, prepare to lose the boundaries that kept you safe. You may laugh, you may weep, you may stand at the edge of a memory so profound, you forget your own name. That is the side effect. For a moment, the you that is small disappears, and the you that is vast steps in. Hands-on experience. Now, wherever you are alone, with headphones, or in a crowded room, close your eyes, slow your breath, place one hand over your heart, the other on your navel. Feel your heartbeat. It is older than you think. Breathe in through your nose, as if you're inhaling the entire history of the Nile. Hold that breath. Then, as you exhale, let your voice rise not as a word, not as a chant, but as a low, trembling hum. If you do it right, the air around you will thicken, the world will go quiet. This is not performance, it is an act of surrender, science or legend. The most advanced research now admits sound can reorganize water molecules, and the human body is a cathedral of water. The forbidden tone vibrates at a frequency that triggers coherence in every cell. Ancient Egypt called it a miracle. Modern science calls it sonic entrainment. In that moment, you are not healing with the sound is healing you. If you feel a tingling in your hands, a heat rising from your spine, or a deep wave of sadness followed by peace, know that you are not alone. The initiates felt it too, thousands of years ago, standing where you stand, singing where you sing. Just once is enough to start. But no one is ever the same after. The forgotten tone is a door. You decide if you walk through. If you felt even a flicker comment below, the journey has begun. This is not for show. It is the act that anchors your vibration into the collective field. There are halls beneath Egypt that breathe with a silence more powerful than any thunder. Ma'at's chamber, few know its name, fewer still have felt its breath. To step inside is to leave behind the clamor of ambition, the noise of the world. It is the chamber of balance, where silence itself becomes the medicine. The true healers have always known. Before the sound, there must be emptiness. How can emptiness heal? The mind recoils, scoffs. Emptiness is nothing. Emptiness is void. But those who have tasted the silence of Ma'at's chamber will never again crave distraction. In that place, every heartbeat echoes like a drum through eternity. Some say the ancient priests would lie motionless for days, fasting not just from food, but from thought itself, until the body surrendered all resistance. The silence thickens, grows heavy, until it presses against the heart like an invisible hand, pushing out every lie and every wound that ever festered in the dark. I once doubted this. I was restless, eager to do something. The first time I sat in a room made of nothing but my own breath, it felt like punishment. My bones ached. Memories surfaced, regrets, losses, things I thought I had forgotten. But slowly, the pain softened. The silence became a river, washing away the stories I'd clung to. Only then did I hear it. A low, almost inaudible vibration, rising not from my lips, but from the very center of my being. Ma'at's chamber teaches that true healing does not begin with sound, but with surrender. Only an empty vessel can resonate with the forgotten tone. This is the first trap. The ego wants to sing, to achieve, to conquer. The soul wants only to become. Hands-on experience. Find a space where you can sit undisturbed for at least 7 minutes. No phones, no music, no prayers, no mantras, nothing but the pulse of your own body. Close your eyes. Let every thought rise and fall away like dust on the Nile. Breathe into the emptiness. If emotions arise, let them come. If memories haunt you, let them pass. Wait for the silence to thicken, truly wait. Do not rush. When you feel the weight settle over your chest, trust that Ma'at's chamber is opening within you. In this emptiness, listen not with your ears, but with the skin, the bones, the blood. This is the prelude to the sound. Science or legend. Modern neuroscientists have found that deep silence rewires the brain, increases neuroplasticity, even triggers the body's repair mechanisms. But the Egyptians were not interested in science. They wanted transformation. They called it restoring Ma'at, bringing order to chaos, clarity to confusion, truth to the illusions we gather in life. Some will resist this emptiness, panic at the loss of self. That is the first test. The side effect? The stories you carry will surface pain, fear, anger, even joy. Let them come. Witness. Do not clutch. The silence will dissolve them, as sand dissolves in the flood. Once, just once, is enough to taste this medicine. The void you fear is the womb of every new creation. If you have sat in silence and felt its weight, type in the comments, "I have emptied myself." Each declaration is a ripple in the collective field. Ra, the frequency of the sun. To utter this sound is to draw the fire of creation through your own lungs, to feel the ancient river of light ignite every cell. It is not for the timid. It is not for those who wish merely to experiment. Ra is the note that rearranges all things, whether you are ready or not. Imagine the desert at dawn, when the first ray slices through the darkness, and the stones themselves begin to hum. This is not a metaphor. In Egypt, it is said that at sunrise, if you stand with bare feet upon the sand, you will hear the world sing. The priests called it the Awakening, a moment when all energies align, the body is cleansed, and the spirit stands at the threshold of the divine. I have seen skeptics, scholars, scientists, men and women of logic step into the morning sun, attempt the ancient sound, and fall to their knees, weeping. For Ra is not a word, nor a chant, but the pure resonance of life itself. The first time I dared to breathe it deep, from the belly, letting the sound roll low and long, vibrating not just my throat but my bones, the world blurred, colors sharpened, my doubts cracked open. For a single, blinding moment, I was both ancient and newborn. Yet, beware, to chant Ra with arrogance is to invite chaos. This is the frequency that reorders the inner world, burning away pretense, falsehood, and the dust of 1,000 wasted days. The sun does not negotiate, it reveals. Those unprepared for what lies beneath the surface may recoil, overwhelmed by what they find. Hands-on experience. Stand or sit facing the sunrise, or close your eyes and imagine the golden sun rising in your chest. Breathe in deeply, hold for a heartbeat. On your exhale, sound the syllable R-A, as in roar. Let it vibrate from your navel upward, through your heart, out your lips. The sound should be low, long, and steady, at least 15 seconds, if you can. Feel it ripple through your organs, your bones, into the space around you. Repeat just once. Pause. Let the after vibrations settle in your body. Notice any tingling, warmth, pressure behind the eyes, or tears that come without warning. These are signs the energy field is realigning. Some may feel dizzy, some elated, some hollow and scared. Each reaction is a messenger, not a mistake. Science or legend. Physics now concedes that light and sound are inseparable, both expressions of vibration. The ancient Egyptians built their temples to harness solar resonance, amplifying healing through sound and geometry. In India, the Om vibrates like Ra. In Tibet, the deep drone of monks mirrors the same frequency. Different cultures, same secret, the note of creation. Be warned, side effects can be subtle or overwhelming. Sudden clarity, old wounds surfacing, even dreams laced with forgotten memories. The sun's frequency will not be denied. One true Ra can spark a transformation that echoes for years. If you have sung Ra and felt its fire, comment, "I have awakened the sun within." The resonance grows with each declaration. Repeat Ra 1,000 times. Sorry, the ancient magicians would laugh in your face. The temple guards, the true initiates, scoffed at rote repetition. They knew the danger. Most seekers fall for the trick of the surface, mimicking sounds without ever awakening the power behind them. The guardian's mockery is a warning. Echoing down the ages, most who seek this path never touch the real sound, because they are content with shadows and echoes. I watched them once, tourists and students chanting syllables with devotion, eyes squeezed shut, faces straining for a miracle. But the chamber remained cold. The air was heavy, unmoved. The sound was there, but the vibration, the living force, was not. It was like watching children whisper passwords to a locked door, not knowing the door itself was listening for something more ancient than words. Intention, surrender, presence. The ancient teachers ridiculed empty ritual. Let the parrots repeat the sacred names. They would sneer. The gods will hear only silence. The real guardians knew. Sound is only the vessel. What matters is the fire behind the breath. The naked truth in the moment the sound is born. Ritual without presence is an insult to the gods and to the self. You want the healing, the awakening, the transformation, then you must risk everything. Risk sounding foolish. Risk letting your heart break open. Risk losing control. Only in that raw honesty does the forbidden sound stir to life. The guardian's mockery is not cruelty, but a test. Will you perform, or will you become? Hands-on experience. Today, before you utter a single sound, pause. Stand before a mirror or close your eyes. Ask yourself, why am I doing this? Wait for the answer. Let it surface, unfiltered. Are you chasing curiosity, trying to escape pain, hoping to impress, desperate for proof? Let the answer come, then let it go. Only when you feel utterly honest, naked in your intention, breathe in and, on the exhale, let a single tone emerge. Do not force it. Let it arise from where your truth lives, even if it shakes, even if it breaks. This is the real sound, the one that unlocks. Science or legend? Neuropsychologists confirm, intention changes the brain's electrical activity, alters the vibration of the voice, even modifies the electromagnetic field around the heart. The ancients did not need EEGs or magnetometers. They saw the difference in the results. Real presence, real change. The trap here is comfort. If you feel nothing, if the chamber is cold, do not fake it. Wait until you're ready to let go. One genuine sound, born from the marrow, is worth more than 1,000 empty chants. If you dared to be honest, to let the sound emerge from your true self, comment, "I have touched the real sound." The guardians are always listening. There is a story, rarely spoken, hidden beneath the hieroglyphs. The waters remember. In the temples, it was whispered that each human body is a sacred vessel, 70% water, a living memory bank that records every word, every wound, every triumph, every lie. The ancient healers knew, to change the sound is to rewrite the water. To rewrite the water is to heal the body from within. I never understood until I felt it myself. After chanting the forbidden tone, there was a subtle trembling, a resonance that seemed to ripple beneath my skin. For days, my dreams shimmered with strange clarity. I felt as if ancient rivers were flowing inside me, carrying away the debris of old regrets. There was a lightness in my step, a warmth in my belly. Even pain that had clung to me for years, grief, shame, aches I'd accepted as permanent, began to dissolve like mist under a rising sun. But let me warn you, water remembers both poison and prayer. When you invoke the ancient sound, every intention is amplified, Every secret longing is stirred. Some feel sudden grief, as if old memories are being washed free. Some feel a fierce joy, a sense of rebirth. A few are overcome with tears that seem to have waited a lifetime to fall. This is not weakness. It is the memory of your body releasing what no longer serves. Hands-on experience. Find a glass of pure water. Hold it in both hands. Close your eyes, take 3 deep breaths, and remember the sound, the tone that awakened something within you. As you exhale, let the vibration hum gently, not loudly, but just enough to send tiny ripples through the water. Imagine the sound repatterning every molecule, erasing the old story, inviting healing in. When you are finished, drink the water slowly. Feel it entering you, a river carrying the memory of your intention to every cell. Science or legend? Modern research now supports what the ancients practiced. Dr. Masaru Emoto's experiments revealed that water exposed to sound, prayer, or emotion forms crystalline patterns, beauty from harmony, chaos from hatred. The Egyptians may not have used microscopes, but they knew the body's waters could be harmonized through sacred sound, that every cell listens. There are risks, of course. Some will feel old wounds rising as the body purifies. Aches, tears, wild dreams, even dizziness may visit. These are the waters remembering, releasing, rewriting. Just once can begin the process. If you have sung to your water and felt the shift, comment, "My waters remember." Your healing story joins the current of countless others. The mirror of Thoth is not made of glass or polished metal. It is the reflection that appears within when the sacred sound has been uttered with pure intent. It is said that only those who dare to look beyond their masks, their ambitions, their wounds, can glimpse what waits in this mirror. The sound strips you bare, peels away the layers of illusion, and leaves only the truth staring back. The first time I faced the mirror of Thoth, I trembled. I thought I was prepared, armed with knowledge, with ritual, with discipline, but the vibration was merciless. It echoed through my mind, dredging up memories I had locked away, unmasking fears I'd hidden even from myself. The sensation was not always gentle. It was sometimes searing, sometimes cold as the stone sarcophagus, sometimes as intimate as a lover's breath on your skin. I saw not the self I wanted to become, but the self I had always been wounded, striving, yet undeniably alive. Here lies the next great secret. The sound does not heal what you pretend to be. It heals what you are willing to reveal. The ancient priests warned, "Beware the mirror, for it shows all things as they truly are." Some fled from this revelation, unable to bear the sight of their shadow. Others stayed, wept, and emerged transformed, filled with a strange peace that no words can fully explain. Hands-on experience. Sit before a quiet surface water, polished stone, a candle flame, or simply close your eyes and focus inward. Recall the tone, or hum, softly if you wish, letting it vibrate through your body. As the sound settles, ask inwardly, "What is it I am refusing to see?" Let whatever arises come, whether image, memory, sensation, or emotion. Do not judge or analyze, simply witness. If tears come, let them fall. If laughter bubbles up, let it rise. Your only task is to see clearly, bravely, gently. Science or legend? Psychology speaks of shadow work, neuroscience of integrating unconscious material, but the ancients knew it as meeting Thoth's mirror, the moment when the soul is cleansed by truth, not denial. Studies show that self-reflection, paired with vibrational practices, increases emotional resilience and even reorganizes brain pathways. The Egyptians called it the second birth. To be seen by oneself, honestly, is to be reborn. Beware. This mirror can show darkness as well as light. Some encounter regret, anger, longing, or old pain. These are not punishments, but invitations. If you allow them, the energy begins to move, transform, transmute. Once is enough to begin dissolving what no longer serves. If you have glimpsed your true reflection, however briefly, comment, "I have seen the mirror." Each confession. Not every temple has walls. Some are hidden within the flesh, coiled along the length of your own spine, awaiting the touch of a forgotten sound. The ancients called it the portal of the spine, the gateway where vibration stirs the sleeping serpent, that primal energy locked at the base of every human being. To awaken it is to risk everything. To ignore it is to live half asleep. I have heard it called by many names: Kundalini in India, Jed in Egypt, the dragon's breath in China. But the essence is the same, a current, dormant, waiting for the key. For years I dismissed such tales as fantasy, the stuff of mystics and madmen. But the first time I allowed the forbidden tone to echo down my spine, something shifted. Heat rose from the base. Each vertebrae seemed to shimmer with light. It was not pleasure nor pain, but a force both wild and impossibly gentle, as if 1,000 suns had awakened beneath my skin. And yet, I warn you, the portal will not open for the curious, the greedy, or the unprepared. If you force it, you may feel nothing or worse: a dizziness, a chaos, an inner storm that will not settle. The serpent will rise only for those who are ready to become something new, to burn away old patterns, to let go of who they think they are. Hands-on experience. Sit upright, feet flat, spine straight. Place one hand at the base of your spine, the other on your heart. Inhale slowly, deeply, visualizing a coiled light at your root. As you exhale, hum the sacred tone not loudly, but focused, imagining the vibrations spiraling upward through each vertebra. With each breath, feel the light climbing, rising, awakening. Stop if you feel overwhelmed. Trust the body's wisdom. If you sense heat, tingling, or subtle movement, stay with it. Don't force. Simply observe. If nothing happens, rest in patience. Sometimes the serpent sleeps until it knows you are ready. Science or legend. Modern anatomy names: the vagus nerve, the cerebrospinal fluid, the energy centers along the spine, yet cannot explain the sudden surges of vitality, insight, or ecstasy that have marked spiritual awakenings for millennia. The Egyptians saw the jade pillar, a symbol of stability and ascension, as a living code for this process. Sound is the spark that calls the energy upward. Be mindful. Awakenings can come with side effects: flashes of memory, waves of emotion, sudden clarity, even vertigo or sleepless nights. These are signs that the old patterns are burning away, the serpent uncoiling. One honest attempt can begin the process. If you have felt a shift in your spine or a stirring of energy, comment: "The serpent has stirred." Each awakening strengthens the global field. There is a moment, impossible to fake, when you realize it's not the sound that heals. It's the resonance you become. The ancient Egyptians, with all their temples and rituals, were not obsessed with words, chants, or sacred syllables. They cared about resonance, the mysterious alignment of sound, breath, body, and intention. When everything within you vibrates in harmony, your very presence becomes medicine. This secret is often lost on seekers who chase technique after technique, believing power lives in complexity. They ask for new chants, longer meditations, more elaborate ceremonies. The wise initiate smiles and says nothing. Because once, just once, when you let the sound settle fully into your being, you become the tuning fork. The world responds. Others around you notice, sometimes with awe, sometimes with discomfort, always with recognition. I have seen children pause in their play, animals turn their heads. Strangers meet my gaze, as if they too could hear the invisible song. The resonance speaks to the world beneath words. This is not about performance, nor is it ego's trophy. It is a state you fall into, often by accident, when you forget yourself, lose track of time, let go of results. Suddenly, your body feels lighter, your heart is at ease, and the people around you seem to soften. Illnesses that once lingered may fade, conflicts unravel, the world itself bends to your vibration. Hands-on experience. After practicing the sound, sit or lie down quietly. Place both hands over your heart. Do nothing but listen to your pulse, your breath, the quiet hum within your bones. Ask silently, "What am I resonating right now?" Wait for a word, an image, a sensation. If joy arises, let it expand. If sadness comes, let it move through you. The key is honesty. Let whatever arises fill your entire field, without resistance. Feel how the air shifts, how your skin tingles, how the space around you feels softer, clearer. Science or legend, physics tells us every atom vibrates, and resonance is the principle behind both destruction and healing. Modern medicine uses ultrasound, resonance therapy, and sound baths to restore coherence to chaotic system. The ancients knew this by another name, being in tune with the cosmos. When you resonate, you invite the world to harmonize with you. Beware the subtle traps, chasing a feeling, grasping for proof, expecting fireworks. True resonance is silent, natural, almost invisible, but its effects ripple through your life, whether you notice or not. If you have felt this shift, even a fleeting sense that your vibration is becoming the medicine, comment, "I am the resonance." Together, we form a choir that heals worlds. Some transformations arrive not in the blinding sun, but in the hush of midnight. The night of remembrance is a secret, the temples kept for only the most devoted. There comes an hour when the forgotten sound, once uttered, becomes a key to memories not only of this life, but of countless others. In the dark, with the world asleep, the vibration awakens the silent archive within. I remember the first time it happened to me. I had sung the tone in the twilight, more out of longing than ritual, and then slipped into uneasy dreams. Sometime in the depths of night, I awoke to a sense of being watched, not with fear, but with ancient recognition. The air seemed thick with presences, familiar and unknown. Images rose and fell in my mind, faces, landscapes, forgotten languages. The sound I'd released had become a bridge, and my soul wandered across it, gathering fragments of other lives, other stories. For a moment, the boundaries of time dissolved. This is not a game for the restless or the thrill-seeker. To awaken the night of remembrance is to invite the old wounds as well as the ancient strengths. Some wake in tears, sobbing for reasons they cannot name. Others wake inspired, burning with new purpose, haunted by melodies that will not leave. The risk is real. You may be called to heal not just yourself, but the generations before you. Hands-on experience. Tonight, before sleep, dim the lights and sit in silence. Breathe slowly, with the memory of the sacred sound on your tongue. Hum it softly, just once, letting it fade into the darkness. As you lie down, ask inwardly, "What have I forgotten that is ready to return?" Surrender to sleep as an act of invitation, not escape. If dreams come, let them unfold. If you wake in the night, notice what lingers: a feeling, a word, a sense of déjà vu. Keep a journal beside your bed. Write down anything that surfaces, no matter how strange, science or legend. Modern psychology calls this liminal dreaming, the state between waking and sleep, where the subconscious reveals its hidden archives. The ancients saw it as sacred journeying, the soul returning to the source to remember its mission. Both agree that sound, ritual, and intention open doors the rational mind cannot force. The warning: the past is not always kind. Memories may arrive that unsettle or bewilder. Welcome them gently. What comes is what is ready to heal. If, after singing in the night, you sense the past, stirring if even a whisper of memory has returned, comment, "I remember." In your remembrance, others find courage to remember as well. There is a moment, after all the silence and sound, all the tears and trembling, when you realize you are not alone. The secret of the forbidden Egyptian sound was never meant for one seeker, one priest, one mystic wandering in isolation. The true miracle lies in the collective field when many voices, scattered across time and distance, vibrate together as a single, resonant choir. This is the choir of the new dawn. In ancient Egypt, healing was not a solitary path. The temples would gather at sunrise, each initiate, adding their tone to the rising light, sometimes hundreds, sometimes thousands, humming as one. The stone walls would tremble, the very air would shimmer. It was said that, on these mornings, even the gods paused to listen. I felt it for the first time not in a temple, but in the quiet communion of strangers who had all found the forbidden sound. Across continents, through unspoken agreement, our voices merged. The world felt lighter, grief lessened, burdens lifted, and a joy quiet, unmistakable settled over the heart. The frequency amplified, not by perfection, but by participation. You may doubt it. You may think your single voice is too small to matter. But vibration knows no boundaries. When you declare, "The journey has begun, I have emptied myself, I have awakened the sun within," when you comment, subscribe, share, and truly intend, your action becomes a thread in the ancient tapestry, pulling others toward awakening. Every declaration ripples outward. Each new resonance strengthens the field. The energy grows, becomes unstoppable, and the wisdom of the ancients lives again through you. Hands-on experience. Take a final breath with us, wherever you are. As you exhale, hum the sacred tone, knowing that countless others are doing the same, now or in the future. Feel the unity. Imagine the field expanding, becoming luminous, as every voice joins in harmony. Whisper your intention for the world, not just for your own healing, but for the healing of all. When you are ready, open your eyes. The practice does not end here. Every day is a new note in the song. Share this video with someone you love, or someone who needs healing. Subscribe to join this field, not as a follower, but as a keeper of the ancient resonance. And comment below, "I am part of the choir." With every voice, the new dawn becomes brighter. To subscribe, to share, to declare your journey is not simply support. It is a ritual, a living resonance. Together, we awaken and preserve what was hidden for millennia. The secret belongs to all who dare to remember.